Good morning, guys, and welcome. My name's Connor. This is Hotheads Media. We bring you the latest and greatest from our dynamic industry so you can stay ahead in your career in 2025. So we have to talk clippers again. We've had a lot of stuff go on in January. We've had different drops, new clippers being released already. And now we're only into the second week of February and we've got another drop. Now, Stylecraft have now partnered with 360 JEEZY and they have now released their new clipper, which is the 360 JEEZY clipper. So Stylecraft are a really big brand within the barbering scene. They're big in the UK. It's Stylecraft and Gamma. In America, they're really, really popular. And 360, if you don't know who that is, he's a really popular barber. He's got like loads of followers on Instagram and loads of subscribers on YouTube. So he's a really big name within the industry. And those two have now collabed because he seemed to use a lot of the Stylecraft stuff and they have created their own clipper. So this is the 360 JEEZY clipper. From the outtake, I quite like the look of it. When I first got my eyes on this, I didn't actually think I really liked it, but it's definitely growing on me, I would say. So it's a full metal housing, dampens noise, reduces vibration. So it's got an injection 2 vector motor with 11,000 RPMs. It's got a DLC Echo blade with a Shadow 2 cutter, a 3-hour runtime, a USB-C charging, fully adjustable blade, and can be easily zero gap. So it's got a compact size with ergonomic grip for maximum comfort. So pre-orders open now. So this starts shipping in March. So it'll be interesting to see how these do compare to some of the other clippers this year. I do actually quite like the look of it. So it'll be interesting. This picture of 360 JEEZY is terrible. I don't know why they've used that one. But side profile with the injection 2 motor, I quite like it. And then that's got the Echo blade on the back. So it's definitely an interesting collab. I think what a lot of these brands this year are doing is collabing with big people within the industry and big names because it's definitely going to help boost the brand, boost the profile of the barber if they need it or if they don't, but it's definitely going to help. It's like a collaboration which will help the both of them. So interesting to see how well that will do, especially against some of the other ones that have already been released this year. Stylecraft, I've used a few of their clippers before. I don't mind Stylecraft, to be fair, so they are good. So let's see how this gets on. And I believe it's supposed to be the Instinct. Is it the Instinct? Yeah, the Instinct times the Saber 2 clipper. I think that's basically what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a mold of them two. The Saber 2, Saber 2.0 and the Instinct. If you merge them together, that's exactly what you'd get is the 360 JEEZY clipper. So interesting, to be fair. So this is another video we've got, so we'll just have a little play of this and see what you guys think about this.
I got to question you guys. Is this the collaboration of the century with the best clipper?
The one thing I do like, I like the little screwdriver it comes with it. I do, you know, that's the thing that's jumped out at me so far. I do like
the
that.
Best motor, the best blade on the best body. I cannot wait for some of you to get your hands.
So I don't think I like the look of the clips already. They look quite plastic. I think they are magnetic as well, but again, they're just not for me.
On this wonderful machine and see all the benefits that I've seen over the last few weeks of testing. This thing is all metal body, top and bottom. Crunches just like that Echo Crunch blade does on the Saber 2, and it's got power to go through anything. It's just a joy to work with, and I hope you guys give it a try. Use my code Eddie, save 10%, oh wait, 15% off of your order.
So that's from the YouTube Barber Academy. If you do want to go and get 15% off your order when you purchase it, you can save 15% by using his code, and the code was on there somewhere. So this is the blade that comes on the back of it, which is the Echo. So the Echo blade, now it's going to be dropped. The Echo fixed blade, thinner, deep ridges, delivers a louder crunch. So it's shallow 2.0 cutter for a smoother cut with no snags. Black diamond, which is DLC diamond-like coating finish for a cooler operation. Fully adjustable zero gap blades. Pre-order in the link, so that's shipping in March as well. So the Soldier Barber for life, this is by far the best blade I've ever used and will be a great addition to any clipper. So interesting. And let's just see how that gets on this year. I might see if I can purchase some. I do want to go and get one of the Tomb 45 stuff, but I also maybe want to see if I can purchase this. I'm going to definitely branch out this year into different clippers. So Also, so I was referencing the YouTube Barber Academy, and if you don't know who that is, go and follow them on YouTube because they do have a lot of in-depth information. They take clippers apart, well, he takes clippers apart, they review clippers, they do lots of things that would be quite beneficial for you if you're interested in all that sort of stuff. But he went behind the scenes at one of these big shows in America, and they do it different over there. Like they completely do it different to here in the UK. But they have this big barber thing that they can go and see unreleased clippers. And there's a video that he's done, and it's, you won't believe, new barber gear that's changing the game. So all of these are supposed to be released this year. Stuff like the Shorty that you can see there, the Gamma Shorty has probably already been released, but you can see you got the 245 stuff, you got a new Magic clip that we probably don't need, you got the new ANDIS stuff that looks like the Phenom, you got the Instinct, there's a Saber 2, looks like a Wal, is that Wal? It looks like a new new foils, might not be Wal, but there's a couple different ones in there. So I think that's really interesting, guys. If you go and watch that, you can find that on the YouTube Barber Academy, and you will literally find that on YouTube. And it's a great video to go and watch to see what's coming out this year or maybe what's going to be released. So I recently purchased the Babyliss FX1, the trimmers, and I think they're absolutely incredible. I've put the graphite 2 blade on it, so which is different to the standard steel blade that comes on it. Now I haven't really used the steel blade, but I wanted to try the graphite blade, and I tell you what, these are some of the best hitters ever. I was using the skeletons, and the skeletons are really, really good, but these seem like a vamped up version of the skeletons. Now, when I bought this set, it was probably the old model because it's come with 2 batteries and it comes with a charging stand. Now, what I've seemed to find is the new ones that are coming out, they're only coming out with 1 battery. So you're getting probably around the same sort of price for less money, which is really, really interesting. Now, I don't know if that's definite that they only come with 1 battery, but everything I'm now seeing, they're only coming with the 1 battery. And I'm not saying that I use both of the batteries because I've actually only used one of them. I put it in, because I only use it for lineups rather than debulking or anything like that, I put it in, charge it, and every time I need it for my lineup, I'll stick it in and I'll go with it. And I actually quite like the pull-in, pull-out battery. But if they were giving out 2 batteries and now they're only giving out 1, are we losing a bit of money are we losing a bit of value for what we're paying for? Because it's going to be the same sort of price. So everything I have seen so far just seems to be with 1 battery, and this is the charging stand here, which I really like the other charging stand. It's a little bit bigger and bulkier. This just seems to be a little bit cheaper. So this is the low profile, high impact, limited edition blue FX1. So I like the blue. This is the FX1. This is the FX1 trimmer and clipper. Now, is mine an FX1? It's the FX1, you know, the one that looks like the skeleton. I can't remember what the actual thing is, but it's not this one, it's the other one. But you can see how this only comes with one battery. And this is a post from Wes, and he did this, and that's the one I've got, but I think the old version that comes with the 2 batteries. And look, he's only been able to click 1 in, and I think that then clips into all of the new, you see here, it clips into all of the new clippers, which would be the foiler, the big clipper, and the trimmer. And I just think you've got to get a lot less value for your money if you're only getting 1. So let me know if you guys are purchasing these Babyliss clippers and if you are only getting 1 battery, because I'd definitely be interested in knowing if that's the case, and if so, I believe you're probably getting less value for what you're paying. And if you have used the big foilers, which are the new Babyliss ones that are like with the barrel and then the 2 heads on top, please let me know how you get on with them, because I think they're expensive for what they are, but I've not used them, so I can't really talk about them as of yet. But I do see they are quite popular, but are they worth the money? That's something I'm yet to decide, so we'll wait and see. But what else have we got going on then? So it looks like ANDIS are about to do a new collaboration again. So they have, I believe, released the Phenom now, which is a new like skeleton looking trimmer. And this is a new thing that they're going to release. So greatness is a reflection of your mindset. Become great. The 2nd, the 14th, 2025. So that's in America. That's the 14th of the 2nd, so the 14th of February. Let's play this. So you can see it says KD here. So that's giving you a little bit of insight into who maybe ANDIS are collaborating with. Now, just from the outset, I haven't actually seen the clipper, but I don't think I'm a fan of the actual graphics that are all over the clipper. I think it looks a little bit tacky, in all honesty with you. But this is who I assume ANDIS are going to be partnering with, which is KD Duncan Grooming. Now, he uses ANDIS, and he is non-artistic, artistic lead for ANDIS. So I'm assuming that's who probably they're going to be collaborating with. And obviously, he's been doing all of these posts as well. So you can kind of get an idea. This is probably who they're going to collab with. Now, interesting, because I really find ANDIS at their time, when they were big, they were doing really well. They were great. They were industry leaders. And I think they've literally fell back so much with all the competition coming around now. They are just not where they used to be. And I don't think they've actually made anything that I really like for many years. The last big hitter was probably the Masters and like the upgraded versions, and the Slimline Pros were a good trimmer. But after that, I personally myself don't like any of them. I think the things like what were them ones that flipped off? They were an absolute flop. You know, the heads kept popping off. Yeah, the Revites or whatever. I just don't think they've had any innovation for many years. So I wonder if this new collaboration with K Duncan Grooming will give us a bit of innovation and a bit of life in the ANDIS brand. So we're gonna have to wait to see that. And I would like to try the new Phenoms when they get released here in the UK, because the style of the trimmer looks good. Don't know if I like the style of the clipper, but the style of the trimmer looks good. It's kind of that broken skeleton head that I do like. So interesting. Let's see again when they get released how good the sales are and everything like that, especially compared to everything else going on this year. But if you want to win yourself a pair of ANDIS clippers, you can win yourself a pair of these with Barber Evo. They're doing a giveaway alert, so they're working with Vagaro Pro and ANDIS clippers are bringing you amazing competition. So this contest date, so it starts on the 3rd of February and it ends on the 24th of February. So you've got a week or so to get your entries in. So to do it, you've got to follow Vagaro and Barber Evo, tag 2 friends in the comments, and Vagaro's contest post. Share Vagaro's contest post on your story. Fill in the form linked Vagaro's bio and complete your entry. So the rules: entries submitted or after the contest period will be disqualified. 1 entry per person, multiple entries or attempts to cheat, disqualification. Don't miss your chance to enter now. So if you want to get entered, make sure you get your entries in and you can win this ANDIS clipper. Now, I've seen this by the Barber Plug, and this is an all black everything in honor of Black History Month. I thought this was a great post, and I thought, guys, if you had the option of choosing these clippers, which ones will you choose? And some of them are brand new, some of them are industry favorites. So some of them haven't even been used yet, but the aesthetics look really good. And if you get the option, say if I gave you some money now to go and purchase any clipper you wanted, which one would you purchase? And which one would you rate like 10 out of 10 and then all the way down? So I'm going to give you what I would go and pick from, 1, 2, 3, 6 down to 1. I'll pick my favorite clipper and then my worst clipper. And then, guys, in the comments, if you can, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this to all your friends. But make sure you drop a comment in the on the end of this video and let me know which ones you would pick out of these. So, I think, in all honesty, for me, I would probably go straight away for the Play or the Tomb 45. Now, the Play probably, because I like the ergonomics a little bit more, but the Tomb 45s for me, they're brand new, haven't tried them yet. So let's go Tomb 45, let's go Play, I would probably then say these are the Supreme trimmers, clippers, if you don't know what they are anyway. I would probably go, right, 1 for the Tomb 45s, 2 for the TPOB. I might go 3 for the ANDIS Masters because I know they're an industry favourite. Sorry, that's my stuff going. That's 3 for the industry favourite. And then I would probably go Sabres, Supremes, and Wild would be my last ones. Now, it's interesting because I'm definitely a Wild guy. And these Vapors are just not for me. I know they're really, really cheaply made. They've got an F32 blade on the back that is just not appealing to me at all. The blade could be good, but because they've just kind of housed it in an old sort of dog clipper, really, really not for me. So, yeah, I'd go 245, Play, Masters, Sabre, Supreme, and Vapor. I think that's what I said first. Yeah, I think that's mine. Let me know, guys, what you think in the comments, which ones you would go to. So realistically, we've done a lot of clipper news this week, and all of January has been a lot of clipper news. There's been some great drops and some great things coming out. So let's see how they all get on throughout the year, and we will keep you updated as I know and as the information comes out. So so we've got our hot topic now today, and our hot topic now is Modern Barber, no plans to regulate the sector. So I seen a post from Modern Barber the other day. Now I haven't loaded it yet, so I'm just going to get it loaded. But it was an interesting post because obviously we've done a lot on regulating the sector. We've done everything on the ringworm pandemic, and it's just been mental. Like, you know, how we are not seeing regulations within our industry, I am just a bit shocked by, but it also doesn't surprise me. When I spoke to different people, you know, if you start regulating the industry, I think you're going to have a lot of barbers that are going to, you know, like fall out of the industry, whether it be due to regulations, non-certificates, everything like that. So, you know, it's definitely a taboo subject within the industry. So I'll show you this now. So this is the post from Modern Barber. So barbers report surge in ringworm cases. So is this the one? Bear with me. So I'm just going to go back. So we have no plans to regulate the sector, says government spokesman in a response to Modern Barber's concerns about an increase of ringworm cases. So let's click on this. I just think I just don't know where we turn as an industry yet with this. Right. It's not letting me view it, so bear with me. Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting one, and where we go with an industry, I'm just really not 100% sure about it. Would like definitely to see some regulations, but right, I'm just going to see if I can get this loaded. Right, so here we go. So ringworm, I'm not going to go over what is ringworm again because obviously I've done that. If you want to know what ringworm is, I've got a video with the pandemic and the cases of the outbreak on my YouTube channel. So go down, hit the subscribe button and go down the page and you can find it there. So I'm just going to read the government response. So government response, Modern Barber reached out to the Department of Business and Trade, highlighting the rise in ringworm cases and industry call for regulation. A government spokesman said, "We have no plans to regulate the sector, hairdressing sector. However, we will always consider evidence that's provided. So we will closely work with the industry to address skills and training needings, and HMRC is also working to tackle tax fraud in the sector." Yes, tax fraud is not a major issue at the moment. The government might think it is, but realistically, like, I think it's not the biggest issue concerning our industry at the moment. So expanding on the evidence required to consider regulation, the government spokesman said, "We have not received evidence to suggest that the hairdressing sector provides a sufficiently large scale of harm and that regulation is an appropriate solution. Analysis suggests regulating hairdressers would cost 75 million for both the taxpayer and business. The government's new Barbers Security Command will provide Border Security Command will provide the cross-system strategic leadership to tackle criminal gangs and ensure they are brought to justice. This includes working with partners like National Crime Agency, Crown Prosecution Services, CPS, policing in the UK intelligence community. When pushed on the cost of Border Security Command, in contrast to the potential cost of regulation, the government stated, "We have nothing further to add." Keir Starmer recently announced that further 775 million in funding for the UK government Border Security Command, doubling the funding to 150 million over the next 2 years. So yeah, that's just mad. One thing I will say is, yes, you've got these crime agencies looking into barbershops, but not all barbershops are running an illegal outfit. But there are definitely some barbershops that are running a uncleanly, not a very clean establishment. So when you don't have regulations that you need to abide by and rules where you have to get certificates and accredited skill set to be on the shop floor, that's always going to lead to issues where cleanliness, hygiene and stuff like that is not the major topic. So regardless of what the government thinks in terms of like fraud, illegal workers, like immigration stuff, and then working within barbershops, that is definitely a side issue, and I don't think it's as blown out of proportion as the government are making. We as a barbers and barbering industry need regulation to help us uplift the standards and help us uplift the levels of salons and barbers within the UK especially. And that's what we need. So set aside the crime stuff with the fraud and everything else like that. We need it to level up our industry to the next level. And that's just what we're going to need. Like clients don't feel safe coming into our shops. Barbers don't feel safe working in our salons or working on the shop floor. And it is definitely a very poignant topic that we need to just keep coming together with and raising issues like this with our government and with bodies that will talk for us on our behalf, like the National Hairdressers and Barbers Federation. So this is a couple points you can look. So are you a 5-star barber? So we asked Mike Taylor, which is great, to give advice to barbers who want to be a 5-star barber. So in every high street, you'll find really good barbers and you'll find barbers that are not very good. So a 5-star barber is not someone who just cuts hair well, but there's different things that you can do to give yourself that level of credibility. So the National Hairdressers and Barbers Federation has shared the signs a client will be looking for when entering your shop. So what they are going to be looking for when clients enter your shop is stained towels, butters, clippers caked with mysterious debris. That's horrible to even think that you would use that on somebody's head without cleaning it. Barbicide or disinfectant jars with cloudy, weeks-old solution. Hair-covered floors. Staff moving between clients without washing hands. Yeah, absolutely butters. One thing I will say, it's interesting now that cleaning the shop floor is a thing, because when I was growing up in the hairdressing industry, people would know you're busy by leaving the hair on the floor. Barbers, that's what they used to do. You'd walk into a barber's and they'd have hair all over the floor, and it was a sign that they were busy, a good barbers. But these days, if you have hair all over the floor, it's seen as unclean, it's seen as unhygienic, and it's probably better, I would definitely say, because you're not slipping or like kicking hair around, definitely. But it's interesting how that side of things has had a mindset shift. So These are the things now to stay safe. These are protocols you can stay safe and that could save your skin. So cleaning, well, this is for your client, obviously, not just for you. So cleaning procedures for all your equipment. That's making sure you clean regularly, disinfect, clean in between each client, spray. Remember, clipside takes 10 minutes to clean. So hospital-worthy disinfection protocols. That is hospital-grade stuff. Make sure you've got the right cleaning stuff. Strict enforcement of hygiene standards. Yep. So if you're a barber or you're a salon owner, so if you're a barber or salon owner, make sure that your staff are living up to hygiene standards that we all need across the board. Make sure if you implement hygiene and protocols for cleaning down the equipment that they are followed within your salon. And if you're just a barber that works in a salon and there's no protocols to clean your equipment, or your boss isn't telling you to do this, do that, hold yourself to a higher esteem. Like, cleaning your clippers and being clean for your next client is not that difficult, and it will elevate your craft from here to here. So just make sure you establish a good cleaning protocol and make sure you actually do it, because it's going to give you a level of credibility. And again, then you're not going to be passing on any infections or anything like that to your next client. So regular staff training on infection prevention and comprehensive documentation of all cleaning procedures. So yeah, that's a great way to stay clean, and it's a great way to stop any cross infections. And it is a bit of a shame that we hear from the government firsthand, or Modern Barber has, and now I'm telling you guys, that there's no, it looks like there's no plans to regulate the sector anytime soon. So interesting. But if I hear anything further, I will update you guys. So let's move on to our Pro Tools 101. Now, last week we talked about cutting scissors. So cutting scissors, they are what we would use as a straight scissor, and that's for, you know, cutting length off your hair, doing club cutting, anything like that. You know, I gave you the lowdown on what cutting scissors actually are. So now we're going to move on, and we're going to do thinning scissors this week, or texturizing scissors. Now, for me personally, when I was growing up, they were always known as texturizing scissors, not thinning scissors. But the overall idea of that type of scissor now is a thinning scissor. And the reason it's probably used within barbering as a thinning scissor, or known as a thinning scissor, is because people blend a lot of the time with thinning scissors or texturizing scissors. And technically, I don't think this is the best way to achieve the best look, especially when it grows out. But it is an easy way to blend hair from a fade into the top using that type of texturizing scissor. But when it grows out, it doesn't grow out as well. So I'm going to show you what a texturizing or thinning scissor may look like, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. So these, we always go to our recommended retailer, which is Barber Blades. Now, they look like they only really do Mataki, because I'm looking through and there's a lot of Mataki on this first page. So you can see that there's loads of different types of thinning scissors. So you see you've got some with less teeth here. You've got some with more teeth at the top here. You've got some with like finer teeth, and you've got some with different angles of the teeth. A lot of these have straight blades. Some of them have both teeth on each side. Some of them can be flipped round. So I'm going to give you the lowdown, and I will let you know what all the different things are and what the best thing is, so you can go and purchase the right thinning scissor or texturizing scissor for you for the job you require. And if there's like an all-rounder as well that will allow you to do everything. So what I did was, what I'm going to do every week is I typed in thinning scissor or texturizing scissor into Google, and let's just see what that came up with. And let's see if that gives us the right information. So I typed into Google and I typed in thinning or texturizing scissors. So it gives us a different few here that are not Mataki. There's some Jaguar, Matusi, Barber Style. Some of them are dead and some of them are really good. So thinning scissors remove weight from hair, while texturing scissors add volume and texture. Both types of scissors can be used to soften the edges of a haircut. So is that correct? Thinning scissors remove weight from the hair. Well, both texturizing scissors and thinning scissors will remove weight from the hair. So that is correct in one instance, yes. Both types of scissors can be used to soften edges of haircut. Yes, that is correct. But both texturizing scissors and thinning scissors will remove hair. So thinning scissors removes excess weight from hair, have smaller teeth with less space between them, ideal for thinning out hair and giving it a sleek look. Can be used to blend away demarcation, is that how you say it? Lines left by the scissors, demarcation lines by the scissors. So any marks or like heavy lines, it can be used to blend away. So texturizing scissors add volume and texture to hair, have wider teeth with more specific space between them. Ideal for adding volume and body to thin or fine hair. Can be used to create texture through layering. So how to choose? The number of teeth on the scissors determines how they're used. The finer teeth, the finer the teeth, the more blended and even the weight removal will be. The larger the opening or space between the teeth, the chunkier or more aggressive the cuts will be. So how to use both? Both types of scissors can damage your hair if not used correctly. Always consult with a professional before using either type of scissor on your hair. So yeah, that gives you quite a basic lowdown of what actually thinning scissors and texturizing scissors are. It's not the worst conclusion to the idea of thinning scissors. But I'm going to break that down even further for you now, just so you guys have an idea about what's good, what type of scissors are going to be good for you, and what they are essentially as a whole. So let me get my notes up. So I'm going to give you a solid breakdown of thinning scissors, also known as texturizing scissors, for you guys today. So this is thinning scissors. This is going to be 101. So what are thinning scissors? Thinning scissors are designed to remove bulk from the hair without affecting the overall length. They have one straight blade and one notch blade with teeth, which allows for controlled thinning and blending. So let's just read that again. So thinning scissors are designed to remove bulk from hair without affecting the overall length. They have one straight blade and one notch blade in the teeth, which allows for controlled thinning and blending. So a brief history of scissors, of thinning scissors. The concept of thinning scissors it dates back to the early 20th century when barbers and hairdressers needed to soften really thick or heavy hair without making it look choppy. So over time, they evolved into various styles, each suited for different textures or techniques. So there's different types of thinning scissors. So you've got blending scissors, you've got texturizing scissors, and chunking scissors. So blending scissors tend to have 25 to 30 teeth. They have the most amount of teeth. They're used for softening harsh lines and creating seamless transitions. So this would be great for barbers, transitioning fades into the top of the hair. So that's blending scissors. So texturizing scissors tend to have less teeth. They tend to have 15 to 20 teeth, and they're perfect for adding movement and volume by reducing weight in sections. So that's texturizing scissors. And chunking scissors, they have 5 to 15 teeth, so they have a lot less teeth and the gaps tend to be quite wider. They're best for thick and coarse hair when you need to remove a lot of bulk quickly. So they're the different types of thinning scissors, all texturizing scissors to me, but when you understand the dynamics, they're definitely texturizing scissors, but just as an overall concept, the different types of thinning scissors. So thinning scissors are great for thick or heavy hair to reduce weight, ideal for blending short fades and layering longer hairstyles, and best used on dry, slightly damp hair for precision. Now, some people like to use them on slightly damp hair. I always find using thinning scissors on dry hair works better because you control the weight more. If you use it on damp to wet hair, hair clumps together, so you will actually take out more weight than you're than you may be wanting to. So I always find using texturizing or thinning scissors on dry hair works so much better because you can definitely control the weight a lot more. When you do it on wet or damp hair, you can't control how much hair you take out because the hair clumps together. So here's some pro tips for barbers and stylists. Use soft controlled motions to avoid over thinning. Stay away from the roots and focus on mid-lengths of the ends. Always assess hair types before using thinning scissors. Fine hair needs a lighter approach than thick hair. So basically you need to know what hair type you're using, and not all hair will need thinning scissors on the hair. You can reduce weight by using your normal cutting scissors, but this is a faster, quicker way. And what I would definitely say is really know the dynamics of the hair and really understand the scissor that you're using before you actually attempt using them on somebody's head. So common mistakes to avoid when using thinning scissors. So you can over thin people's hair. So too many passes can make the hair look wispy and uneven, especially on fine hair, and this will make the hair grow out horribly. So make sure you don't over thin hair. So the wrong placement. So using thinning scissors too close to the scalp can create frizz or unwanted short hairs that stick out. So say if you've got a parting and you use the thinning scissors around the parting, that's going to make little hairs kick out. If you use it in the wrong section, like at the root, and you've got long hair, that's sleek long hair, you're going to end up causing frizzy short hairs throughout the head. And also make sure that you are keeping a little bit of structure at the root, because that's what holds the hair up, especially if you're going with hairstyles that are off the face. So really understand when and where you're using your thinning scissors. So overuse on curly hair. Thinning curly or wavy hair too much can disrupt natural curl patterns and lead to unpredictable results. So that is the one thing I would definitely say. Always really understand if you need to use thinning scissors at all on curly hair, and can you do the same job by using graduation and elevation to reduce weight using your cutting scissors rather than using your thinning scissors. Basically, just as a quick rundown, is I always used to be told, don't ever blend with your thinning scissors, because if you're cutting a straight line and you cut the straight, if the hair's all growing out at the same length and you cut a straight line, when that grows back, it's going to grow out the same. Now, if you blend that hair and reduce the weight like that, rather than using a clipper, rather than using a cutting scissor, it may look reduced and the weight may blend straight away, but as that grows out, because you're not cutting a straight line, it's growing back like that in different lengths. So as that grows back, it doesn't grow back as even as if you would reduce the weight using like a graduation technique on your cutting scissors. So that's just a quick lowdown into why I would personally use a cutting scissor rather than a thinning scissor, especially on the side, to blend the fade into the top, rather than using a thinning scissor or texturizing scissor. So how they differ from regular scissors. So regular hair cutting scissors have two straight blades for clean cuts, while thinning scissors have teeth that allow for controlled hair removal. Thinning scissors create a softer, more natural finish compared to standard scissors, which give a blunt, precise cut. So that's basically all the notes I've got for you today on the difference between thinning scissors and cutting scissors, and how thinning scissors work, and the different types of thinning scissors. And I think that was really interesting because I'm really into thinning scissors, and most people just buy a thinning scissor thinking it's going to do the same thing, but really be conscious about teeth, what job you want it to do, and the type of thinning or texturizing scissor that you can buy. So that was the Pro Tools section for today. So I'm going to move on to our Q&A now. So, where can I get the pencil sticks from to stop bleeding after shaving? you can get them from anywhere. I mean, I'm going to recommend our recommended retail supplier, which is Barber Blades. You can get them off there, but you can just get, they're called like antiseptic sticks. You can get them off Amazon cheaply as well. So number 2, I seem to struggle with straight Asian hair. Do you find it difficult, and where can I find help on this? So I used to find it difficult, but where we are situated in Coventry, we've got a high Asian student population within the city. So we have been doing different types of Asian straight hair for many, many years, and it is actually one of my favorite ones to do now, because once you get it right, it looks amazing. But the 1 Minute Barber has literally just dropped a tutorial on how to deal with straight Asian hair, and if you struggle cutting it. So go over to the 1 Minute Barber and watch that video, because I've watched it and I thought that was really, really good. So it's interesting you dropped that, because, you know, he's just dropped that video, so go and watch it. So number 3, I have trouble holding the hair in my fingers when I'm at college and training at work. Not sure why. That'll just be a case, mate, of you don't have the finger strength yet. It's like when you go to the gym, you'll lift weights and your body will be sore in areas that you didn't ever know you could be sore, and your muscles will hurt in areas you didn't even know you had muscles. And it's the same thing when you start cutting hair. You've not really ever used them muscles within your hands before, so it takes time, and it will take you a little bit to build up the muscles within your hands where needed. But just carry on, keep going at it, and like anything, mate, practice makes perfect, and soon you'll be holding that hair strong as anybody else within the industry. So good luck. You talked about different scissors last week, but why not just use the clippers? Is that clippers on the side of the hair or clippers on the top of the hair? I think scissors are great because you can do everything with scissors, even if you wanted to get a fade. And you could potentially do everything with clippers also, although I probably wouldn't use clippers myself on top, although I know some people do. Using scissors compared to clippers gives you a different effect, and it gives you a different result. So having the ability to use clippers and trimmers and scissors allows you to be the best barber or stylist you can be. So why have that narrow-minded idea of just using clippers or just using scissors? Why not understand all the tools that are available to you in your industry and be as best as you can be at using all of it? Because ultimately it's not just going to affect you, it's going to affect your results and your clients, because they're going to be happier having a better haircut. So that's why I talk about scissors this week. So can you suggest a good quality hair cutting trimmer for at home and potentially cutting my mate's hair? So if I was going to be at home and cutting it, you want something that's not too sharp, and you want something that's going to give you durability and it's going to last you a long time. Now, I personally would just go and get a wall detailer. They're quite sharp, they're good for taking off hair. You can get them off Barber Blades, and you can use our discount code HOTHEADS10 for 10% off. They're relatively cheap. I would just go and get a detailer. They come with 2 or 3 guards, so it allows you to have a couple numbers where not all clippers will have like guards with it, and they're short for getting around the mustache as well. I would definitely say just go and get the wall detailer, and if you want something, you know, a little bit fancier, you can get the gold detailer, which has got a bit of a sharper blade, the DLC coated blade, which is slightly sharper for more precise lines. But yeah, probably any wall detailer is going to be good. The classic one's amazing, so I would just go and do that, in all honesty. So yeah, amazing. That's it for the show this week. I hope you've all had a blessed week. I hope you all have a good week coming forward this week, and I will see you all again next Monday for our updated show. Have a blessed week, guys, and we'll catch up then.